Good morning, everyone. I'm going to make a few comments and remarks about the American Rescue Plan funds, which have still not been passed by our City Council. And then I can take a few questions afterwards. 392 days. That's how long it's been since I stood right here in front of you and talked about all the amazing things we are going to be able to do for this city with the American Rescue Plan money. Things like more affordable housing, ADA accessible playgrounds, and water parks for our kids, new radios for our firefighters, and even removing dead and dying trees off the properties of our seniors and low-income residents. Now, we saw the potential impact of that this weekend. We put a $42.7 million plan in front of council last May. And I want to make sure that the residents understand that it's been a year. And they cleared about $15 million right off the bat for public safety. No problems at all. But since then, all the people of Harrisburg have done is waited. Let me say to you all, now, we are tired of waiting. That's why I'm calling on Council President Bowers to put this American Rescue Plan money up for a vote the first chance she gets at next week's legislative session. That's 13 months of waiting for the small business looking for a grant to help keep its doors open, or the factory workers struggling to pay his trash bills, or the grandmother who had to watch as a tree narrowly missed falling on her house last weekend. It's past the point of being fair. It's the humane thing to do, because here's what happens the longer we wait. First, President Biden has already indicated the new debt limit deal would claw back unused COVID funds. And while we haven't been told the feds is coming for our ARPA funding, the people of Harrisburg do not deserve to take that chance. And two, anything we don't earmark by December of 2024, we lose. When you consider the months-long process of contracting, consulting, and public bidding, we are pushing up against a deadline we never thought we would have to consider. It's been 13 months since our initial proposal and almost 8 weeks since City Council had their own public session. I am urging the people of Harrisburg to want better of your City Council. I am urging you, the press, to ask tough questions as to why, after 13 months, this funding is still not passed. Come to the City Council work session tonight and demand those answers. Let me end on this. Last week, I sat in a meeting with Lieutenant Governor Austin Davis, where we spoke about spending American Rescue Funds with mayors Sirachi of Lancaster, Cognetti of Scranton, Turk of Allentown, and Mayor Slaughter of Williamsport. Every one of them said they spent their ARPA funds, but we at the City of Harrisburg are still waiting. It was totally embarrassing. The City of Harrisburg is playing catch up once again. Council has had 392 days to talk about this. The time for action is now. Wake up, City Council. Harrisburg needs this funding. I'll be happy to take any questions.
Mayor, why did you state the date that you projected? I mean, I know when I spoke to you earlier this month, you suggested, you suggested it might be the election, but I've been gone now. I mean,
I cannot tell you the reason. I've asked President Bowers several times to put the ARPA funding on the legislative agenda. She has not done that as of yet.
when you talk about the trees, I mean, that, do you feel that there were trees that fell this past weekend that could have been taken out potentially if
Most certainly, because we put 500,000 in for tree removal and pruning.
Does it kind of, I mean, I think it's weird that they haven't even proposed anything different.
No amendments whatsoever. And they had 3 meetings. I had 7 meetings in every part of the city. There's 7 districts in the city of Harrisburg. I had a meeting in every district. This council only had 3 meetings. We received 100 questions and answers to questions that they've already asked, the residents of Harrisburg as well. And not one time did city council share any of their responses from the residents. I've met with a couple of members of council. They are unaware of what's going to happen as well. They have not been informed. I've met with 2 members, and they said they don't know what's going on. Oh my gosh, that's why I'm here today. It's a big concern. 392 days, 13 months, no amendments, no correspondence to the administration, no questions. Yes, I'm very concerned.
Are you concerned that some of these construction projects, whether that's the flat car, whatever it is, I mean, there's another clock ticking on that?
It's another, as I stated before, it's the bidding process and contracting out, yes, before 2024. That takes time. Every day I receive calls, especially for those senior citizens who need the funding for trash bills or any utility bills, for the roof that's leaking. I had one recently for the crack in the wall for water damage, yes.
Are you worried council's gonna divert money away from your plans that you put out there?
Well, as long as they defer to the right place. I'm not worried about that. We all have to be considerate of what we think is the best usage of this money. I've given them a plan, and they have not given me any response whatsoever. No amendments. That's a concern of mine. How responsible are you as an elected official to lose this money?
You have a plan B to the C in case of they don't get together and finally try to spend this money before the deadline?
Well, I have a plan A. I shouldn't have a plan B when I've given a plan A. That's specific. Now, plan B is that we don't receive the funding. So I say to the resident of Harrisburg, you're going to lose that. My concern is for our residents here. And as elected officials, they should be as concerned as well. That is what their job is to do, to make sure that they make the right decisions for the 50,000 plus residents here in the city of Harrisburg. We need this money.